Welcome viewers, welcome to Health Second Friends. Thank you very much Health Second Friends fans for sticking on. Thank you Nurse Mary for giving me this platform today. Thank you for having me back. I'm super excited and I take it as a rare privilege. Thank you so very much. Alright, before we continue with what we have to do today, I'd like you to go back to last week's episode and like it, subscribe. Don't just like it, subscribe, and then it will help you to understand what we have to do in today's episode, because it's actually a continuation of what we did last week that we are actually wrapping up today. All right, in today we want to look at the psychological measures of dealing with the problems posed by COVID-19 on people across the globe. So how do we go about that? What are the different measures of dealing with these psychological problems posed by COVID-19? You will agree with me by now that there is actually a relationship between COVID-19 and psychological problems. That's why we want to know the different measures of dealing with these problems. In dealing with this problem, don't forget that there's need for us to have a holistic case management that includes the physical, the social, the mental health, and even the spiritual measures, so as to ensure comprehensive and evidence-based strategies. All right, so we are going to look at it one after the other. Let's look at the physical measures. What are the physical measures that we need to ensure that we need to practice to ensure that we do not contract or develop any psychological problem? Number one is avoiding any form of stressful event, any kind of stressors. I want you to avoid it, and not just avoiding any form of stressors that comes your way. You need to also adhere strictly to every scientifically proven preventive measures, such as regularly washing of your hands, then using alcohol-based hand sanitizers, then cleaning the surfaces, highly touched surfaces, with this alcohol-based reagent or sanitizer. You can as well adhere strictly to respiratory hygiene practices. It will help you a whole lot. So these are the physical measures that you need to deal with to avoid developing psychological problem in the course of this pandemic. All right, let's look at the second measure, which is the social measures. What are the social measures that you need to take into consideration? Number one is the principles of social distancing. Yeah, we have been told to practice the principles of social distancing, but I'd like you to also know that in as much as you are practicing the principles of social distancing, there is also need for you to provide social support to your loved ones. There is need for you to provide social support to your loved ones. So how do you do that? Apart from coming in contact with your loved ones, there is need for you to not just get to them, get in contact with them, but there is need for you to call them, encourage them, give them hope, make them to know that it's not going to end this way. Very soon this pandemic will go and life will return to its normal position, the way it used to be. So you need to provide this social support to your families and then to your friends. Then you do that through calls. Like I said, you can do it through chatting, you can do it through sending of SMS. So these are the social measures. This is one of the points under social measures that you need to practice to avoid the development of psychological problem. The next point under social measures is the no stigmatization practice. Don't stigmatize. Do not stigmatize. For the fact that you've seen people that have been diagnosed of, or people that have been diagnosed of COVID-19, it does not mean that you should stigmatize them. It's very wrong. It can make them to commit suicide. It can make them to develop all manner of psychological disorder. So as a good citizen and as a good neighbor, you need to help these people by avoiding this problem of stigmatization. Don't practice it. Don't call them people that are deceased, people that are don't call them victims of COVID-19. Instead, you can call them people recovering from COVID-19, people that are being treated for COVID-19. This will help them to also know that you have their interest at heart. So remember, psychoeducation is under also one of the social measures of dealing with this psychological problem posed by COVID-19. Psychoeducation is simply sensitizing the people around you. There are still people that doesn't believe that this COVID-19 is in existence. Helping them, sensitizing them will help them to know how to abide by the rules and regulations, to live longer and then to avoid contracting this COVID-19. So be a good citizen of your country and then help out people by providing psychoeducation to them. The next point, the last but not the least, under social measures is no rumor. Practice the principles of not spreading false rumors. There are many rumors all over the social media. I love you to, play down on those rumors. Know the way you disseminate information and the kind of information you receive. It will help you a whole lot. Okay, let's look at the mental health measures. How about the mental health measures of avoiding psychological problem in the course of this pandemic? Number one on that mental health measures is that you have to be optimistic. You have to be very, very optimistic. Be positive. You don't need to be negative about yourself. Be positive. And then not just that, employ your personal coping strategies. Those personal coping strategies that you used in the past in different occasions and different events that helps you to overcome stresses of any kind. You can employ them today. You can employ them in this season. Okay, under that still you can practice relaxation therapy. How do you do that? In the quietness of your room, on your couch, you can sit down, you can lie down, and then taking a deep breath. Each time you feel that you are tensed, each time you feel that you are stressed, you taking a deep breath and then count for like 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 and then release the breath gradually and you will feel a lot better. So this is one of the points under mental health measures of dealing with psychological problem posed by COVID-19. Another point under mental health measure is for you to be able to monitor yourself for symptoms of depression and stress. Are you suffering from sleeplessness, insomnia? Sleeplessness or insomnia? Are you suffering from, are you hallucinating? Are you having intrusive thoughts? Are you losing appetite? You have to monitor yourself for all these symptoms of depression. Example, if you are having prolonged sadness, that's depression coming. So you have to understand yourself, monitor yourself, and then open up to someone you can trust. Talk about it. Anything you don't talk about, of course, internalizing it will create internal conflict and it can lead to something else. So, and another point under that, I want you to also be open. Be open to seek, professional help. Look for a psychologist. Look out for social workers, medical doctors. Talk to them. Open up to them. They will help you to, manage this situation very well. And if not, you have to also apply diversional therapy. In diversional therapy, all you need to do is just to divert your negative thoughts into something productive. You can engage your music, inspirational music, movies. You can solve a puzzle. You can play games, and then you can meditate or yoga. You can practice all kinds of meditation to take your mind off the negative thoughts. These are and many more things that you can do. These are the few things that you can do. There are other things that you can do to stay off the developing psychological problem. You have to do this, and as you do this, it's going to help you. Imagine if you were thinking negatively or you were very sad and you started playing inspirational music and then movies and then you read inspirational materials. It will help you a whole lot. Finally, the last but not the least is the spiritual measures. Of course, you know that there is no holistic health without the spiritual angle. That's why we need to look at that. It is very pertinent that we look at it vividly before we wrap up for today. All right, the good book says, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there is any virtue, if there is any praise, if it is actually praiseworthy, these are the things you should think on. So you have to do away with negativities. Think only about things that are true. Think about things that are honest. Is it true that COVID-19 will go? Yes. Is it true that there will be cure for it? Yes. If there is no cure already found, there will be cure, there will be help. All right, is it honest? Is it something that is honest? Is it something that is just? Is the information that you are sharing just? Is it a lovely thing for you to stigmatize someone that has been diagnosed of COVID-19? If it is actually of good report, these are the things you should think on. So think about it, and then be a good citizen, be a good friend to your neighbor, be a good person to your country, be a good person to your society, and that is how we will drive away the psychological problems in the course of this pandemic. Thank you so very much for having me. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed to this channel. It will do you a lot of good. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.